That's what happens when you give a bunch of 40-year-olds some alcohol. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Nathan K back for another video. Today's video is going to be more of a sit-down video, and it's actually going to be a story time from last week's video, which is the midget wrestling. And as you know, the ending of that video isn't usually as pleasant as they are. Usually I do, cinematic outro, something motivational or something, uplifting. But that video had a different kind of ending. I guess the best place to start is the beginning. The matches were split into two halves. 2 matches, break, 2 matches. And after the first 2 matches and we're done with the break, this group of adults that had been drinking and, sitting in the back of the venue began to throw things at a group of teenagers in front of them. This group of teenagers, they weren't in there arguing with them or any way provoking them. They were just, having a good time. They were taking their shirts off and cheering, but I mean, it's wrestling. They were just, having a good time, which is what they were there for. And this group of adults who have been drinking, their wives are there next to them, and they're just, letting them throw stuff at these teenagers, like bread, like crawfish. They had crawfish there, they're throwing crawfish. They're throwing all kinds of stuff at them for no reason, like just because I guess they were standing in front of them or something. They wanted to pick at them. And even there was at one point where the teenagers were flexing, for fun because it's wrestling, and they're like, "Come flex over here, come show us your song, show me your song." Like, dude, you're 40, come on, you're 40 and you're picking on teenagers. This group of adults is starting to mess with these teens, and then eventually, as they drink more and more, got out of hand. They eventually threw a glass beer bottle at these groups of teens. Like 40-year-olds are throwing beer bottles at teenagers. Like, that's just saddening, really. And at that point, Justin was like, I have to say something. He goes over to the teenagers and he wants to, not just warn them, to be careful, because no one knows what these guys are gonna do, especially when they're doing dumb stuff like throwing beer bottles. And just Justin just wanted to, give them a heads up. And Justin gives them that heads up. It's like, be careful. And he's walking back. And now these adults are looking at us funny because, Justin talked to them like we're on their side or something. Like, there shouldn't be sides. This shouldn't be happening in the first place. So, what's going on? So now these adults are looking at us funny. They're looking at these other groups of teenagers funny. And so these the first group of teenagers that they were originally, picking on, they just decided to sit down and, go get security or just have it handled. They didn't want to have any problems with it. But us, on the other hand, we had a little bit of a different plan. Of course, I have my camera, so I went to go put up my camera. So if anything happened between that period of me putting up my camera in Justin's truck and something I don't know, I may have missed a little bit of something, but I don't know. I put up my camera and I came back, and the teens, they're sitting down, they went to get security because they didn't want to deal with it. This group of adults is looking at us, they're staring at us, they're in this corner, we're right here, and they're staring at us. And they put their hands up like they want to fight. Justin and Julian, they put their hands up too. Now we have a 40-year-old bull rushing us full speed like he wants to fight. Like, bro, you're 40 years old, bull rushing the teenage. And the video, I'm gonna play it again. It was at the beginning of the video, but I'm gonna play it again. That's what was happening in that video. Chill. He was coming at us, ready to fight. Like, you're gonna put your hands on some minors, bro, over freaking micro wrestling, bro. You gotta be ashamed of yourself, bro. In front of your wife, and all of his friends are trying to do that shit too. Y'all finna jump some teenagers, bro. And we would've whooped them anyways, bro. They got lucky the security was there, cause we would've whooped the fuck out them boys. But hey, man, it was unbelievable to see that. People we were cheering with maybe 20 minutes ago are actually now they want to fight just because it was you drank some shit and now you want to fight. Come on, bro. You should be ashamed of yourself, bro. So now that we're separated and tempers are flying, we're just chilling. We're like, we're not going to do nothing. They get pushed back into their corner. Security's between us. So we're here, security, and then them. And, we're chilling. We're fingers shaking, hands are shaking. We want to punch them, but it's nah, bro, it's not worth it. We're not going to do nothing. We're chilling, right? Watching the match. As it's ending, one of the groups, one of the dudes from the adult group was leaving early, for whatever reason. And he walks past us and says some racist ass shit to all of us. And obviously none of us are white, we're all people of color. And he says some slick ass racist shit to us, and We were not going for that. We gonna press them. We were pressing them. Of course, security has to hold us back again. Get his fat ass out of there, cause that fat boy got lucky because we was finna punch the fuck out of him. But it's okay. It's okay. You know, it's over. I'm a bigger man than those pussies ever will be. He gets escorted out of there. He's done. Then the other adults were also escorted out of there, just, you know, because they shouldn't be there. Like, they're escorted out of there. But here comes the bad part. Whenever we were about ready to leave to beat the traffic, those adults' truck was parked right next to Justin's truck. They didn't move it there. By coincidence, his truck was right by Justin's truck. So, like, now what are we gonna do? If we go over there, there's gonna be a fight. So we should have just gone over there. But we didn't. We called security over and we had them escort us to the truck. But the whole time we were getting in the truck, that pussy was staring at us like this. He was staring at us like this. Just ready, like waiting for us to say something. And he looked at Justin, he's like, flip me off again, see what happens. Justin ain't even flip you off, you pussy. Like, you're such a bitch, bro. Like, ooh. He was lucky. The security would have got dropped in the parking lot, bro. But, hey, man, that's just, y'all just gotta be careful out here because, you know, you never know, like, we were just cheering with these guys, like, at the beginning of the match, then they have a little bit to drink and now they want to fight us. Like, you really gotta be careful out here when you go to these events because, you know, you don't know what people are capable of. And I'm all for doing new stuff, going exciting places, doing all kinds of crazy things, but please, please, please be careful. Don't go to these kind of stuff with like, by yourself. Like, go with a friend, go with a group, like, you know, just take care of each other, take care of yourselves, but, you know, enjoy life, you know, and don't fight nobody. It's not worth it. Like, just walk away. But with that being said, that's how we almost got in a fight at Midget Wrestling. So if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next Saturday for the next video.